Hello and welcome to the Squirrel Heat YouTube channel, and this is the 100 subscriber Q&A. We're a little bit past 100 subscribers now, so thank you again for everybody that has not only got us to that little bit of a milestone, but has also helped surpass it quite a little bit. I think we're on 113 at the moment, something like that. It's really quite cool to see that it's growing. We're starting to grow and do a little bit better as well. So hopefully you're going to enjoy the Q&A. I did ask for people to send their questions in and got quite a few from one person in particular, and we're going to kick off with that one as well. But yeah, I'm going to go through them all. I'm going to try and answer them all as honestly as possible. Yeah, let's get straight into it. Thank you also for those of you that did actually send in questions. It really was appreciated. I had a little bit of a thing where I thought, what if no one sends in a question? But people did send in questions, and I really appreciate it. So this series of questions comes from a fellow YouTuber and personal friend called Thirtyeen. And yeah, there's a lot of questions to get through, so we're going to kick on with some of these. And kicking it off straight away is, what colour is your underwear? At the moment it is black and grey, stripy. What is that behind you? It's a speck of green. The guitars? I'm going to go with a speck of green. I'm wondering whether to actually have painted the wall green behind me so I could possibly do some green screen stuff, or to actually purchase a green screen and stick it up all like behind me and everything like that. Still undecided a little bit, but I'm probably going to end up going with the actual green screen fabric and stuff instead, because it doesn't look like that's going to be the very best to, you know, to record with. So that was the thought behind it. Just thought we'd try it, but yeah, probably going to go with the fabric. Do you miss your hair? So this one is probably pertaining to the fact that I used to have much longer hair. Now at the moment, I think, where are we at? So we're at about not quite arm's length. So like this top half of my hair it's about 1 meter long. So I had an undercut which is normally shaved, like it's normally shaved quite close to my head. It's grown out a little bit since, but it's going to be getting reshaped later on today. Yeah, I had stupidly thick hair, and to be at the moment, it being summer, and even though it is Cumbria, and if you don't know Cumbria, it's normally wet and rainy most of the time. It's being quite humid and stuff at the moment, so it's a little bit weird. I'm not used to it. The heat is killing me. But so I decided to shave off the underneath layer and have an undercut all the way around as well. And I'm not missing it at the moment. Might miss it in winter though. That might be a little bit of a thing. But otherwise, right now, it's quite cool. I like it. When was the last time you picked your nose? Probably this morning. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, if I don't want something in there, it's coming out. What is your guilty pleasure music-wise? Music-wise, guilty pleasure. I'm not entirely sure. This would have been easier to answer when I was a teenager, because I was full on, everything was metal. Everything had to be metal. And it's like now it doesn't necessarily have to be metal. It can be pretty much anything. I honest to God, I don't know. I listen to a lot of soundtracks now, and I do like a lot of the Disney soundtracks, listening to those. I don't know if that would qualify. Now, I don't know the name of the artist, but he has a track that I just find funny, and I don't know why. I think it's called The Humpty Dance, right? It's, I don't know, I found it one time, and it was one of those things. I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he comes into the kitchen singing this song, and like, I managed to find it, the actual song, and it's just funny. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. That might be a guilty pleasure. I'm not sure, because it is just hilarious to listen to. But yeah, I think it's called The Humpty Dance, and I don't know if the guy is just called like Mr. Humpty or something. But yeah, that song right there, that is the one that's probably my guilty pleasure, because it's just fun. It's hilarious. How many questions is too many? Never too many questions for me. I can talk pretty much all day. How would you react to being recognised in the street? Not too bad, I don't think. I think it'd be pretty much all right. I'm open to talking to anybody at any point. I'm quite cool with it. I think I don't think we're at that stage yet, anywhere near, of being recognised in the street and stuff. But like, no, I think it'd be quite cool. I'll talk to anybody about pretty much anything, as long as they're respectful. You know, if not, then yeah, I'm probably not going to say anything back. I'll probably just carry on walking. Problem with being recognised in the street as well, if something like that ever did happen over here, if I'm on my own and I'm walking downtown or something like that, I'll have headphones on, and I'm quite tunnel vision. So you really have to make a point of actually standing in front of me and being like, hi, how you doing? And I'll be like, who, what, hi, okay. I also tend to have a little bit of a, what they would call a resting bitch face, and it kind of looks really, really just angry all the time, and I'm really not. That's just how it looks when I'm walking somewhere. That is literally just all it is. It's nothing, I'm not actually that angry. It just resting bitch face. I can't get away from it. Can you touch your nose with your big toe? I'm not even gonna try this one. My flexibility is it's ridiculously bad. So, and I know I won't be able to do that. Plus, I'm not wanting to injure anything at all. So yeah, I'm not gonna try that one because I know I can't do it. So feel free to try it yourselves though. You know, that's top class if you want to do that, but yeah, it's not happening. What size shoe do you have? Depends. If I'm wearing actual like dress shoes, like smart shoes and stuff like that, I think they are a size 7 in UK. I don't know what that is in any other ones around the world. If I'm wearing trainers, it can differ from the make and brand of trainer. It can be a 7 or an 8. So yeah, 7 or 8. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? I don't know. I think I would actually have to go with 1 horse-sized duck. Purely because if I win, that's one hell of a meal. Truth or dare? I would always go truth because I'll tell the truth about pretty much anything. Dare, it could encompass anything that I might not actually want to do. So probably truth I would go for. Markiplier or Jacksepticeye? Markiplier every time. Yeah. There's for me there's no question. They both have pretty good videos, but I kind of get sick of Jacksepticeye's after a while just because I can't take, like if I'm watching videos there's only so much loudness I can take in a video. Markiplier's got a nice blend of different loudness in his videos and stuff like that. So like, I just find Markiplier's way more entertaining. I really do. I just think that he's more entertaining for me. Nothing wrong with Jacksepticeye, people obviously love the guy, but he just doesn't do it for me, I'm afraid. How much would you love to touch JacksFilm's chest hair? I wouldn't. I think a couple of years ago I was quite a fan of JacksFilms. Now not so much. I'm not the biggest fan of JacksFilms. Not that that's going to be any skin off his nose. Yeah, doesn't appeal. And I'm not that way inclined either, so touching someone's chest hair, no. Maybe I would stretch out to maybe a Tom Selleck because that is some mighty chest hair. I'd also, if he had his moustache though, I'd be wanting to touch that a little bit more. It's a little bit weird. From 1 to 10, what is your favourite colour of the alphabet? Pizza. From Sam, do you have chest hair on your butt? I don't know because I can't see it. I've tried and I'm not very owl-like. So like, if I had like an owl neck, I would actually probably be able to just like to swivel my head around and just be like, oh cool, there's my butt. But no, I don't. I could use a mirror. I'm not wanting to really expose that in a mirror, if you know what I mean. I'm just, yeah, probably. I don't know. You could probably use, sense of touch as well, but we're not going to do that right now. So maybe at a later date I could let you know. But as of right now, I'm not sure. I don't think so. Hopefully not though. How far have you got in planning that bank heist? We're almost there. We're almost there. I'm taking inspiration from Mafia 3, hoping to do the things that they did well, but avoid the things that they didn't do very well, and hopefully that will mean I won't get caught and everything will be all good. I need a good team around me and I need to recruit that next, but we're getting there. Once I finish Mafia 3, I should have all the loose ends tied up. This is just between me and you though, yeah? And I think finally, the final one from Thirtyeen, what do you want to be when you grow up? I've always wanted to be a full-time freelance composer. You guys won't have seen any of my composing work at all, I don't think. You might have seen a couple of things if you go way back in the archives of all my videos. Like the very first couple of uploads, there'll be some music ones in there where I've just thrown up here. Yeah. I do plan on doing some more stuff like that. I just haven't at the moment. I'm making different types of videos here and there. Obviously the sport related ones, the gaming ones will be coming back up once I get my fans sorted in my beautiful little computer. So they'll be coming back up as well. But yeah, composing is the thing that I've always loved to do. And whether it's, you know, I like to believe that I can write any style of music if I was asked to, which you have to do as a composer. And I think for me, I've always wanted to do, I'm very, very inspired by the likes of Hans Zimmer, Bear McCreary, he's done a lot of gaming ones as well. Harry Gregson Williams wrote the music for my favourite games, one of my favourite game series of all time, because it's not my favourite of all time, it's probably second, would be the Metal Gear Solid series. Wrote some absolutely wonderful stuff in that one. Yeah, I'm very inspired by those guys for cinematic sort of stuff. I look for opportunities all the time to write some rock stuff as well. I collaborated with a couple of people in terms of writing cinematic orchestra stuff and rock ones as well. For like, I think there was an extreme bike one that I did with an old friend of mine a couple of years ago, and that was really, really cool. Composing is what I've always wanted to do. It's the dream. It's not what I've always wanted to do, but now that I'm obviously into my late 20s, almost 30, it's one of those things. I've always wanted to make sure that I'm doing something in music, and I just think that is my natural progression, that what I want to do. That's the thing that I have a drive for. I've just got to make sure that I've got time for it as well, to do it and make sure that I'm doing it. But that's essentially what I would like to do as I grow up. Who knows? You never know what can happen in this world. So now we're on to YouTube comments, and the first one comes from James Allen. Nice one, Sean. Keep it up, man. You're really good at this. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Also, are you still teaching? And if not, what are you doing these days? So, leading into that, James is one of my former students. He was a great student. Always had, you know, always had something to talk about. Always one of the most creative ones that I ever saw. And could just, it was like a sponge. Anyway, he would bring things in, and he was really, really good at it. I used to be a teacher, so I was a teacher for I think about 7 years. I was a teacher in music and music technology, and also a little bit of media, very, very little though, only when it was needed. And I loved teaching. Really, really did love teaching. And the only reason that I'm not teaching now, and so obviously pertains to that, are you still teaching? No, I'm not still teaching. In 2014, and it was just about 2 weeks before Christmas, a couple of us in our department, as it sometimes works out, you know, they were needing to downsize because of funding and stuff like that. And I don't want to bore you too much with all that sort of stuff. I can always go into that sort of stuff in another maybe series of videos I might make. But basically, we all had to come together. I think there was 3 of us interviewing for one position. So obviously 3 into 1 doesn't go, and at the end of it, and when I say interview, so we had to do like a 20-minute mini teach, which was really well received. I think I got quite a good mark for that one as well, and maybe probably just fell down in the interview itself. That's just one of those things. Up against 2 other guys, you know, it's one of those things, you know, you've been working with these people for a few years, and obviously then you're walking back into your office, it's 2 weeks before Christmas, and you find out that you're not going to be, you know, you weren't successful, and that is it. It's the end of your teaching at that point. Being in Cumbria where we are, and I taught in specialist subjects and a specialist age as well, being 16 plus only, it's not been possible to actually really go back into teaching, and that is also a slight aim of mine as well, is to go back and teach, because I love to teach, I love to talk, and I love to communicate and pass on things that I've learned and things that I know that are successful, and try and steer people to really discover who they are as either a musician or a music technologist, and to try and build on that. I think the thing that happens in our education system too much, especially in the creative arts, is the tutor wants to steer each student in their way. I want to look at each student. What are their strengths and how can I make that better? What is their weakness? Can I turn it into a strength and make it work for them? But purely trying to look at what can I do for this student in pursuit of their goal. That is the thing, that is why I love teaching. And I think sometimes that obviously didn't go in my favour, because it's one of those things. it wasn't necessarily what the education system was looking for at the time, but I'm there for the student. The student is the most important thing for me. Paperwork, meetings and stuff like that isn't the most important thing for me. I always looked at students like this person, you know, not in a blunt way, but this person is a customer. They are wanting something from me and I need to deliver it to them. It doesn't matter what I plan outside of teaching. This is what they're coming here for. This, and obviously you've got to think as well. You've got some 19 plus students as well that we taught who are paying for these courses. They're going to want quality every single time, and they want you to do something for them. And that's absolutely what it should be all about. But anyway, so no, I'm not teaching at the moment. I went on a bit of a tangent there. Sorry about that. If not, what are you doing these days? At the moment, I've had a couple of jobs. I've been an administration manager, which was, yeah. I'm not sure whether I can say too much about that. It was good, and then it wasn't good. So let's just leave it at that for now. I was like admin, got turned into an admin manager and sort of like a full reception manager without the title. Yeah, and that was in the leisure industry. Other than that, I've worked in a library as a library assistant. There's not a lot that I haven't really done, and at the moment I'm currently working out at a bakery in the production department, and it's not too bad. It ain't too bad. It's no stress, very low level stress, and it's not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have to start work at 4 in the morning, so getting up at 3 AM, it's a little bit different, but hey, that's what we're up to at the moment, but we'll see what happens in future. Road Kings Gaming asks, if you make it as a YouTuber, what would you do with your fame? I'd probably still just be kind of like, I'm a very kind of like chilled out guy. I take things as they go, as they come, and I probably wouldn't really do like anything. I can't really think of an example, but probably if I could do anything with, if I had any amount of fame, would be, is there any way I can help people or help certain things that I'd like to be involved in, whether it was, again, education, music, or, you know, creating these videos, whatever. Yeah, it'd be mainly who can I help and how can I do it. I like helping people, I like teaching and stuff like that, so I think I'd probably go somewhere down that sort of route, but that's really the only thing I can think of. Nothing extravagant or anything like that. I think that'd probably be the way that I would go. Premier League Fan TV asks a couple of questions. So, let's have a look here. Did you play football yourself? So maybe, like, as a kid, I did play football quite a bit. Right throughout my teens, no, didn't, absolutely not. And then played in a charity match a couple of years ago for, you know, a dear friend who passed, and it was in a charity match as well. And I played awfully. It was really bad. I think I was about 90 seconds into it, and I was really, really out of breath and tired already. You know, I don't specialise in that sort of fitness, so I liked, at that point anyway, all I ever did was like, I like to lift heavy weights, and that's all I'm gonna do. Weight, food, weight. And didn't do anything else. And I thought, yeah, I'll do like a week on a running machine, and I was like, that didn't help whatsoever. So my fitness is a little bit better doing CrossFit these days, but yeah, at that point, no. So that obviously doesn't aid me in playing football. So no, I wasn't the best at all. Now, if I was going to be a player, I always, you know, I love Steven Gerrard, and I always thought I would love to be a creative midfielder. Whenever I do things like that on FIFA, where I like create a pro or something like that, or, you know, do the career mode with just a single player, it's always a centre midfielder, and I want to mould them in the shape of Gerrard. That is always what I wanted to be. Didn't want to be the striker or anything like that. The centre mid that was going to like control, pull the strings of the game, and maybe, you know, have a couple of screamers. You know, I do have a powerful shot. It's just nowhere near on target ever. People can attest to this as well that know me, then, to see me play football. It's a powerful shot sometimes, off target. Probably more likely to score an own goal if anything. And another question in this one was, do you think underage, are they not as good as the rest of the kids, get as much opportunity as they should? It depends, because like when you mean, I think you mean underage, like it'd be like your lower level kids and stuff like that, maybe even like under 9s and stuff. It depends, because it depends on your area as well, and what the expectations of the area that you live in. Because I would say, if you're in an area like ours, you've got a couple of leagues that are, you know, a little bit competitive, nothing spectacularly high level, you know, unless you go to Carlisle. But I just think it will always depend on the ability of the child, there's going to be obviously, I don't know how funding and stuff works like that, but can the family fund it? Can they, you know, etc., etc. There's going to be a lot of different things. Maybe they should be getting, you know, more options. Now, I think if you go up into, like, say, the Premier League and stuff like that, and you look at your under 17s, under 18s, 19s, so on, so on, so on, there are only a handful of clubs that I think are willing to give underage players a shot. I think you look at the likes of maybe, I think, for me, obviously, I've got to look at Liverpool, like an our pre-season that's just ended as well, and we've given a lot of shots to different people, like I think Ryan Kent, Woodburn, Wilson, a couple of other people as well. I think Ojo, Ejaria. You've got other people that are coming in and that will most likely probably get some form of a shot this season, along with Dominic Solanke, who wasn't our youth player, but hell of a player as well. I just think that some of the bigger clubs don't appreciate their youth as much as we possibly do. On the flip side of that, you've got to make sure that the youth you're bringing in are successful, and that's probably why some don't get a shot, to be honest with you. Okay, and the other question isn't related to football. In a situation where I liked the girl for ages and she's leaving school to move away but never told her how I feel, as a lad a bit older than me, more experience, I'd say, what you reckon I do? Tell her. Tell her. Because to be honest with you, the only thing, if you don't say anything, you never know, you know, she's never going to know how you feel. You don't know what can happen. You know, ignore what other people say. You can even ignore what I say as well, because really it comes down to how you feel and do you want to say anything? Do you think anything can come from it? And to be honest with you, even if you don't think anything can come from it, I would put yourself out there and just see what happens. If you see what happens, you know, you will learn from it in one way. It's either going to be a positive or a negative, but you will learn from it in future. That maybe don't leave things so long, because if you've liked them for a while and then they're going to be moving away, you know, it's one of those things. If she's moving away, it's not going to make her stay, but it could maybe, you know, approach it in a mature way and just be like, listen, don't like be going in there like, you know, heart on your sleeve, proper like, I really like you, blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff. Just go in there and just be like, look, I know you're moving away. I just wanted to let you know that I've got these feelings for you. There's absolutely no pressure. Don't put pressure on whatsoever. Make that clear, and just be like, I just wanted to communicate that to you. And you can take it however you like. If you're good friends and stuff like that, you know, look to stay as good friends. Just be like, I just wanted to get that out there. That's just what I've been wanting to get off my chest, and see how she responds. You'd never know what can happen. I always say take the shot, because if you take a shot, the worst thing that she can say is no. That's really it, and that's not that bad. So I'd give it a shot, mate. I really would. Ooh. A slight little bit of a change of attire, but it had to happen. It's a new day. I'm finishing off the questions now, so let's get back into it. So, bjet.maria, if you could give any tips to other small YouTubers, what would it be? Make sure that the content that you're making is what you want to be making, not, you know, it sounds strange as a small, like, you normally hear about that sort of pressure on big YouTubers for, you know, having many millions and hundred thousands and millions of people telling them, make this video, make that video. But what you can also sometimes get caught up in a little bit, probably as a small YouTuber, is what are those big guys doing, and can I maybe, you know, latch onto that a little bit? And I think in some ways, yes, you probably could latch onto it a little bit, but you might also find that you're not 100% invested in creating that video. Like, I think I only really restrict myself, not restrict, I do videos like gaming, which I miss doing the gaming videos so much right now, but I need to fix my computer pretty soon. Hopefully that'll be sorted one day so that I can actually record. I don't want to overload my CPU and stuff like that. I love doing like the football videos, I love doing the Liverpool based videos and stuff like that as well. Anything like that, I love doing them, and I really do enjoy doing them. When I make those videos, they don't feel like a lot of effort. So I always think anything that doesn't take a lot of effort, because you're very invested in it yourself, you love it, and you absolutely really do want to go ahead and do it, make a video of it, put it out there, and just see what people think of it. I would say that's generally the best way to go about it. Other advice would be, early on you may get some trolls. Okay, and you get trolls obviously when you're huge as well, but you're also going to you've got to listen to the people that are supporting you as well. Whether you've got Whether you've got 10 subscribers, 30, 50, 100, whatever, it doesn't matter, even beyond that into the thousands. Listen to those that are giving you constructive criticism. That's different to being a troll. Okay, a troll is just a knobhead. So you don't need to listen to those. You can filter them out. I wouldn't even respond to a troll these days. If it's on Twitter, you can either mute them, and it's beautiful because they just looks like they're talking to themselves, and it's great. Or you can block them if they're giving you a bit too much hassle. That's absolutely fine as well. Constructive criticism is always welcomed, I think. And I think you do have to take that on board as a small YouTuber as well. So yeah, so I think my points were, you know, filter comments and stuff like that, and make sure that you're fully invested in what you want to be putting out there. If you don't believe in it 100%, find what you do believe in 100%, and I guarantee you, whether you know it gets the views or not or something like that, eventually there will be an audience for whatever you want to be doing, and you just have to find a way to appeal to that audience, right? Whether it be through SEOs and stuff like that, like software that you can get, or browser plugins and such like that. I think the main thing actually that I like, because I don't script what I write, what I'm saying when I respond to these. I'm just reacting as I do, and I think of things. And I think actually the biggest thing is, don't get into making videos, accept that you're going to be a small YouTuber. Don't get in it just for subscribers. Really don't. You've just got to plug away and make content that you truly believe in, and the subscribers and such like that will come. But you've also got to make sure that you're engaging with people as well, because if you're not engaging with people, you're not going to bring other people, you know, into your channel. So in my opinion, I think you do have to spend quite a bit of time actually just putting your content out there, asking questions in your videos, get people to interact with you, get in the comments on YouTube as well, which I've tried to get better at, and I hope I am getting a little bit better at engaging with people. And the same with social media, Twitter, stuff like that. I haven't got a Facebook set up yet, but I might do now that we've surpassed 100 on YouTube. But yeah, so the three things there, I think. So take positive and constructive criticism comments, take them on board and move forward with them. That's all you have to do. Don't take things to heart. Don't take things so badly to heart. That's all I would advise as well. It does come with a little bit of age as well, and I'm not the oldest person. I'm 29. But yeah, it comes with age. You just generally, you know, you can just take things in intelligently, and you don't have to feel emotional about it. Make sure you love what you're doing, and don't just get into it for, you know, wanting to have 1 million subscribers in a year. Doesn't always happen. Happens to some. Doesn't happen to everybody though. XL Carnage asks, "Good job. You deserve it. How old are you?" As I said in the previous comment, I am 29 years old. 29 years young, maybe. Hey. Sounds good, but yes, I am indeed 29. I am due to be 30 later on this year in winter. Abanz0, or Abanzo, I hope I haven't just butchered your username there. Sorry. He's asked 3 questions. No, 2 questions, sorry. Do you guys have tacos over there? So there is a place where I live in Cumbria that is a Mexican restaurant, and they do indeed have tacos there. I'm not the biggest fan of tacos unless I can make them myself, because I'm not a big fan of vegetables. They're not my thing. If I could have any, like, just tacos with a lot of meat in it, that'd be great. But yeah, generally yes, we do. I think we do. Well, in Cumbria we do, for sure. So I assume, because we're quite a small place, you know, Cumbria, so I assume that the cities and stuff like that will have tacos. So if you ever do come over here, you will be sorted out in some way. Tacos exist. How long have you been doing this, and how long did it take you to break 100 subs? Doing the sort of content I'm doing now, I think it is just about over a year. So it will be around about the time when Liverpool were in the Europa League final. I think I did a preview and a reaction to it as well. It was around about that time last year, when we had some good games and stuff like that, and then we got to the final and lost. And we got crushed. I think it was around about that time that I actually started doing the videos on a regular basis, trying to have some sort of schedule and stuff like that as well. So I think it's maybe about a year. Now, to get from that to 100 subs, you probably could have done it a little bit quicker, but for me it's not about how quick I do it, it's just like, how am I making content that people like? and do I like it? That's really the main thing. It always is the main thing. Maybe could have got there quicker with a bit more, like if I was much more willing to be on social media like 24 hours a day. It's impossible, obviously, with work and other things that I do, composing and stuff that I do as well, and obviously just having a life as well outside of making videos. I do make quite a few videos a week. Generally I'll make between 4 or 5 a week, whether they're like vlog style, just talking to the camera, or if I'm doing gaming ones, I make a lot of videos. I forget how many I make normally when I'm in season, as I would say, or when the computer is playing ball. But yeah, totally went off the point there. So I've been doing it pretty much like it is for now, just about over a year. So it's probably taken about that sort of time to get 100 subs. I think it was maybe a year and a month or something like that, maybe 13 months, something, you know, it'd be around that sort of area. So Kim Berry from Twitter asks, when will you get rid of the ponytail? Right, so this obviously pertains to the question that I had before, which was, you know, do I miss my hair the full length now? Will I ever get rid of the whole lot? And it's doubled up at the moment, so because I've just finished work. I don't know. I've had long hair since I was about 13 years old, something like that, where I really hit my rebellious heavy metal phase, and haven't really exited the heavy metal phase, to be honest with you. So don't think it was really a phase. It's just life as it is, as we know it. I don't know. People do ask, mainly family members as well, do ask, like, when will I ever, have, short back and sides and that. And I think I've always enjoyed having long hair. I don't like the shape of my head when I have short hair, like all around. The shortest I think I've had it, like all over, was about up to here, and it went like quite curly and stuff like that, and it looked okay, but my head looked friggin' massive, and I've got quite a big head as it is. So yeah, I don't see it disappearing anytime soon, but generally what happens with my hair, or even sometimes facial hair as well, is I'll just have this idea one day and just be like, I don't want it, and get rid of it. So that's more likely to happen than actually planning to try and get rid of it, but we never know. It's sticking around for now, but who knows what can happen in the future. And last but by no means least, Project Beat, what made you start with YouTube? And this is this is one that I'm having to think about a lot as I'm speaking, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of people that actually contributed into starting YouTube in the first place. It was kind of a whim. I didn't really discover like YouTube content and stuff like that till about 2 years ago, to be honest. And it was actually on Facebook that I saw this particular one. And it was a guy called The True Geordie. And I have to get him in there because I watched this video, and it's, if you don't know it, and if you don't know The True Geordie, if you're into football, or you just like people with a couple of rants and stuff like that, and he's got some excellent podcasts, like, he's smashing it. He's almost on his way to 500,000 subscribers. And I think I was subscribed when he was like about maybe 50 or 60,000, stuff like that. And to see how someone can grow by doing what they love to do is ridiculous, and it was really inspiring. But there was this one particular video, I was just scrolling on Facebook, and it must have got shared somehow by somebody else. And it was this video of his team, which is Newcastle United in the UK, having a derby against Sunderland, and they lost. And it was the 5th time in a row that Sunderland had lost, and he absolutely lost it big style. And I'm watching it, I'm like, this guy has just communicated probably what his entire fan base, like Newcastle fan base, feels better than anybody has ever done. And then I went and checked out his YouTube, and I'm like, this is a whole brand new world that I've just never branched into at all. And I started checking it out, and I started discovering other YouTubers as well. He was the first one to give me the inspiration to actually think, I think that I could do something here. Like, I think I could do something for not just like Liverpool and my team, because there's another channel as well called the Redmen TV, who are probably the biggest YouTube channel with regards to Liverpool football club. But I tell you what, I mean, there was loads of other YouTubers as well. There's a good few that stand out. I'll try and go through them all. MewSlasher. MewSlasher is a source of constant inspiration. Again, he's collabed with True Geordie and another guy called Spencer Owen, who is again another inspirational guy. MewSlasher stands out for me though, because he's like, I've had some, you know, some conversations back and forth on Twitter with him, and he took notice of my the Youth Academy series on FIFA 17 earlier this year, and that really gave me a bit of a, gave me a jolt. It gave me a jolt that someone like that was actually like, I think he commented something. If I find it, I'll try and put it somewhere on the screen. If I find the tweet that he actually responded to of me putting my video out, it was something like, this is a really great idea. I can't wait to see the next episode and how the series progresses. Something like that. And I was just sat there looking at my phone, screenshotted it, sent it to my mate, as you do, because I was absolutely buzzing. I was so happy. I was just like, this is unbelievable. It's like, he has checked out my video. What the hell? Like, this is ridiculous. He retweeted it and shared it and stuff, and he liked a couple of the others before that series ended. Yeah, and he's got some really great content as well. He's got some awesome. He's an Arsenal fan, and he's got some very. He's one of my favourite footballing minds on YouTube who should be on TV, because pundits don't know what they're doing. This guy has got such a knowledge base, and the way he communicates is really, really good. Spencer Owen, as I mentioned previously, big FIFA YouTuber, very creative guy. He's linked up with EA Sports and stuff like that. He's got very good opportunities ahead of him, no doubt. And he does a thing called the Wembley Cup. You may have seen that around somewhere on some adverts on YouTube as well, mainly in the UK, I would think, but you never know, because he's all over the place. So he's a constant source of inspiration as well. Who else have we got? Chris MD. Chris MD is a FIFA YouTuber who gets away with uploading about 8 videos a year, and is just constant growth all the time, but the dude's entertaining as hell, and his editing is just ridiculous. If you get to check out a guy called Chris MD, and if you don't like FIFA and stuff like that, that's fine, but maybe just try and check out his videos, because his editing is first class. That is the style of editing I would love, that is the level of editing I would love to get to. Yeah, that'd be absolutely ridiculous if I could do that. And then there's a lot of other different types of ones that I like to check out. Now, some people will find it weird that as a Liverpool fan, I check out other fan channels, but I like seeing what other people are saying about their teams, and maybe what they're saying about my team as well. And you're talking about the likes of Hammer's Chat, West Ham Fan TV, obviously Red Men TV, 100% Chelsea, any of those guys, apart from Full Time Devils, because they're Man United, and I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it as a Liverpool fan. All credit to them, absolutely fantastic. You know that they do have some good content, and I do like Stephen Howson's channel as well, as Squawker Dave as well. They've got some good separate channels to that as well. So there's loads of different ones. And then you've got freaking hell, there's loads of channels, isn't there? There's Markiplier, probably one of my favourite gaming YouTubers of all time. Just ridiculously entertaining and so down to earth by what he sounds like in his videos. Yeah, there's so many. There's just so many. I don't know if I can actually get through them all. I'm trying to actually think of them now. I'm trying to open my YouTube at the moment on my iPad and see, just, is there anyone that I've forgotten that I wanted to mention? Boogie2988. Boogie2988, another gaming YouTuber, but fantastic YouTuber as well. When he just talks about stuff, he communicates so damn well. Ah, that guy is just, yeah, I would love to meet that guy. I'd love to meet any of these guys, by the way, but yeah, I would love to just talk to any of them. FX Gamer, who had one of the best Alien Isolation playthroughs of all time. If you can sit through a very strong British accent in a certain area of our country, he is ridiculously entertaining. Told it in a way that, like, just played through it in a way that I've never really seen before, and it was very, very good. Spawzy as well, or Spazzy, I don't know how you say it. I should actually probably just listen to his channel, but yeah, he's got some ridiculous content as well. I am not a League of Legends player, but I love to watch it. It's great. It really is great. Video Game Donkey, yeah. Fantastic. That's another guy who can upload like once every couple of weeks, and he's fantastic. He's very entertaining, absolutely awesome. If there are any others, I'll try and link them in the description below, as well as everybody that I need to, because I'm gonna come on to a little section where I want to thank a lot of other people that are very important to this video. Okay, so it's another change of attire. Basically, this has been done over about 3 days now, 3 separate days. I keep getting pulled left, right and centre, so I can't always finish the video at the same time. But I have to thank a fair few people, maybe not necessarily by name, but I will, if I can, around me in a graphic that I'm going to put hopefully around my face, will be the people that I wanted to thank as well. But a good section of them come under the hashtag of small YouTubers, which I think it started. I think I got invited to this maybe about a week or so, week and a half maybe, of basically small YouTubers, people that are looking to grow, but grow together, build have like a little community together, communicate with each other, and just be able to either share ideas, encourage each other and stuff like that. It's not a sub for sub sort of thing, which is definitely one thing I don't recommend for anybody to do, is just do this whole like sub for sub. There's a group on Facebook that basically you just get a lot of people posting sub for sub and like for like, what video for whatever and stuff like that, and it doesn't work. Actually go and check out these people's videos and leave some comments and stuff like that. Even if, you know, it might not necessarily be your thing, but I always think as a small YouTuber, as like a little community, you can learn something from everybody's style depending on what they're doing. It doesn't matter. Someone might be able to learn something from what I do, in that when I do my talking ones, unless I'm having to break the video up, so like I'm wearing 3 different sets of clothes, you can tell it's been done on different days, I don't do a great deal of editing between how I speak. That's purely come from, you know, my experience as a teacher, having to stand up in front of people, you know, stand up in front of 40 people a day, every day, for almost 7 years, and have to communicate. And you learn how to communicate really well. That could be something people learn. Other things could be stuff how they use graphics, people that use sound effects and things to make things a bit funny and entertaining and stuff like that. Which is, I've seen a couple of people in this group using those sorts of things. And it's really inspiring, because I need to make more effort with my editing, and these guys are doing it. And I need to get more of a sound bank and stuff like that. But basically what they encourage so much, and you know, adding a couple of people here every now and again, just adding to the group and adding to the little community that we're building. And I'm really fortunate and thankful for those guys, because they'll give you a little bit of feedback, they'll comment on videos and stuff that they like, and maybe even give you some constructive stuff as well. It's like, maybe you could think about this or anything like that, and that's really awesome. It's underrated how valuable it is to have people like that. So I'm very thankful to those guys. And I have to say, I'm very thankful to every single one of you guys out there, whether you're subscribed or not. If you like to subscribe, do feel free to do so. Absolutely feel free to do so. Only subscribe if you like the stuff that I do, though. Don't subscribe because I'm asking you to. Go check some other stuff out, like the gaming ones or the sports ones, whatever you might be into that you think this guy could actually maybe, you know, I'm going to like his content. Subscribe. Feel free. I'm not going to force you to, though. It's a free world. You can do whatever you like, and I support that. That's absolutely fine. Not a problem. You know, I don't make a living out of doing this. I do it because I enjoy it. The fact that other people seem to enjoy what I'm doing as well, that's a gratification that I haven't really experienced before. Maybe a little bit with SoundCloud, you know, where I put all my music, and I'll leave a link for that in the description as well. It's got loads of different types of music on it, but yeah, I mean, there was a lot of that. Used to be a very engaging site. It's not anymore. But this is it's different, because I think I'm being a lot more consistent. I'm making, you know, I don't have a set schedule. I just make videos of what I think. I might see something and I'll just make a video of it, and you know, I like that, and people seem to respond to it, and I'm really grateful for that. I really am. It gives me such a different creative outlet. It gives me an actual oral outlet as well. So I'm really thankful for that, and I don't know how to thank you all enough, apart from, you know, hopefully making content that you'll keep enjoying. Keep me in check as well. If there's something that you're not enjoying or something like that, let me know it in a respectful way if you can. That'd be really helpful. But yeah, I just think it's a milestone. It really is a milestone for me to get to like 100 subscribers and over. It really is. It's a hell of a milestone when I think about it, and I've thought about it a lot, and that's why I'm really quite thankful. So that's the end of this Q&A video. Any responses that you might have, do get them down in the comments below if you've got any follow-up questions or anything like that, and I can maybe follow them up with a video a little bit later. But thank you ever so much for watching. I say this at the end of every video. Thank you ever so much for watching, as always, and I'll catch you later.